What does it take to run a 7-second quarter mile in a diesel on sick week? I'm Jeff from Exergy Performance, and today we're going to take a deeper dive into the data logs from Wyatt Stengel's K15 diesel-powered race truck.
Randy, 770s actually aspirated yesterday. Randy has problems, and Wyatt off to the races. 125 to the 60-foot. This could be a 787 at 171 miles an hour for Wyatt Stengel's diesel.
In case you missed it last week, Wyatt Stengel kind of broke the internet a little bit, especially for us around the office, when he busted off an 828 at 171 miles an hour and a 787 at 171 miles an hour while he was participating in Tom Bailey's Sick Week drag and drive event. So today we're just going to take a look at some of the data from those passes and just kind of point out what it is that we're looking for after we make a pass, and see where we can make improvements and where we need to make adjustments in the tune so that we can try to improve upon every pass as we go. So Wyatt's setup is he has a LB7 fuel system, 250% over injectors from us, our 550 Alpha CP3, and then it is a full Bosch Motorsport MS25 with AEM data logger, and then a Bosch PBX90 power control unit, which manages all of the nitrous and other body or full vehicle level functions. All right, so first pass that Wyatt made was 828 at 171. So that was made at Gainesville. So you can take a look here. On the leave, Wyatt was sitting around 3,200 RPM. On the brake, about 15.5 pounds of boost. Right down here in this lower section of the graph, the pink line is our trans brake button signal. So we're looking at that as soon as that drops off, that is exactly the spot where Wyatt launched. So then we can start to measure out different events that happen in a time basis from that point. So you can see here, looking at just about, we're about a half a second into the run, Wyatt gets out of the throttle because he lost the tire. This pink line in this graph is our drive shaft curve. So that's something that we look at pretty frequently in drag racing as an indicator of whether or not we have enough power in for what the track has, or if we have too much power. If it starts to accelerate too quickly, we've lost the tire. The other thing that we'll look at in correlation with the drive shaft speed sensor is the G meter. Typically when you see it lose the tire, you're also going to see a fall in the G meter. And obviously that's not what we're looking for. We're looking to accelerate as fast as possible. So even though this run was botched, kind of in the first part of it, he was still able to carry out and hit 171 miles an hour out the back door. And all of that was done on a total fuel quantity of 130 milligrams per stroke. That's, you can see here, this teal line is your fuel. So as the engine speed started to increase and wheel speed started to increase, boost came up, which then drove fuel quantity up. After he let out of it, it starts coming back down as boost does. And then it comes up, and the reason that it plateaus here throughout the duration of the run is because we're running a fixed torque limited fuel quantity. So what we're doing is we're just setting a maximum quantity that we want to put in. So in this instance, it's 130 milligrams of fuel. Next, let's take a look at the 787 pass. So on the 787 pass, you can see Wyatt pulled a little bit of RPM out of the leave, about 200 RPM. He was sitting at 10.5 pounds of boost as opposed to 15.5 the day before. These squiggly lines here are actually rail pressure command changing because the fuel quantity command is changing in order to maintain that RPM set point for our launch. This is something that as we make adjustments, we will go back and smooth this out, because ideally we want a steady fuel quantity while we're sitting on the trans brake, and because sometimes you could let go of the button, and if you happen to be in one of those droops, the truck's going to react differently each time. So this is something that we always look at and address after each pass, and just make small incremental improvements and make sure that we pick up. So the next pass, you can see here he lets go of the trans brake button. All of these lines down here, we have first stage of nitrous, which you can see we pulse width modulate in. Second kit of nitrous, third kit, and fourth kit. So all 4 kits of nitrous come on in this run within the first 2 seconds that he's going down the track. So at this point, yeah, he has maximum fuel quantity, all 4 kits of nitrous full on, and he's 2 seconds in. So on this slip, he ran a 5:06 in the 8th mile, 7:87 in the quarter. And this was a 125 60 foot and a 330 something to the 330 foot. So you can see we have all of the power into it by the time he even gets to the 330. This was probably about 200 feet out. We have all the power in. Looking at the drive shaft curve here, you can see, he didn't end up losing the tire. It doesn't make a very extreme fast acceleration upward. But what I do see looking at this data log is that you can see the tire starts to move in this bottom area. So as soon as he lets go of the button, it's starting to rotate the tire, and then you can see it's a very, very slight plateau, but that tells me, okay, that's the tire starting to dead hook, and what we actually want to do is kind of flatten out that plateau, or make the plateau as short as possible. So we want to smooth that area out and continue the acceleration upwards, but otherwise, overall, this was an extremely good pass. I mean, this was an absolute personal best all the way from front to back. Best 60 foot within 5 thousandths that the truck's ever done, and everything else incrementally was the absolute fastest that the truck has ever gone. Unfortunately, at the end of this pass, he did pick up a whole bunch of coolant pressure right as he let out. So it spikes the pressure sensor. He only has a 100 psi sensor in it. So the maximum readable value is 106 psi. It maxes that out really quickly after he lets out of the throttle, which would suggest that either a cylinder, a sleeve let go, or head gasket, something there. It started putting some pressure into the cooling system. When he got to the end of the track, unfortunately, engine ended up hydrolocking because of the water getting into the cylinders, and he had a ballooned radiator. But Wyatt's faced a lot of adversity, and every time we go out, we find the next weakest link. I don't think he ever expected to be able to run a 5.0 in that truck, and it's really impressive to see what Wyatt's been able to do. We got Wyatt set up with this MS-25 Bosch standalone system here a couple of years ago, and he's really done a great job picking up on it and just being able to run with it. Also, another big factor, the reason that it's able to be as consistent and he can make incremental changes is because of the controls that are there. We have really a great amount of control over the engine, the chassis, our shift strategy, everything, all the nitrous coming in through the power box, the safeties that we're able to put in place because of that. So on the previous run, when Wyatt did cut throttle, our fuel demand came down, and with that, because the fuel demand came down, we also shut the nitrous off to make sure that we didn't have a nitrous backfire situation. So yeah, if you have any questions, or you think a standalone system might be something you're interested in, or you have some goals and aspirations to go and make your truck extremely fast, go ahead and give us a call or visit us on our website, exergyperformance.com.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
I'm not
when
your
you
girlfriend,
have finished
Wyatt.
recording, you may hang up.
Wyatt, call me back, bro. Me love you long time. Okay, bye.